We're here live at the PG Middle School All-Star Game. I'm here with none other than Josh Green over here at Triple Threat. How you doing today, boss?
Good, man. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. So, first of all, you're doing a great job. I mean, I want to be the first to say that from another media outlet. You're doing a great job. But what made you get started getting the videos and doing training? How did you get started?
So I got started. I got started when I was just training players, and I knew that a lot of kids, they wanted to see themselves being portrayed on not just Instagram and Twitter, but on a platform where they can get noticed by middle school coaches, high school coaches, and college coaches. One of the things that I knew that I could do and that I could save some money was promoting my own brand. And entrepreneurship has always been at the forefront of everything that I've done. So I decided to, pick up a camera and start teaching myself how to use a Canon camera and then how to edit in Final Cut Pro. And ever since then, I've gotten to it about 2 and 3 years ago, and we've accomplished things that I never would have imagined.
Gotcha. So, as a trainer, do you feel like that helps you record and capture the moment better?
I would say so. I think that having an understanding of what your player, needs to work on, I think that's the main focus. And being able to go back and look at film not only as for fun and for show, but actually use it to study, I think that's a great way to really learn your player.
Gotcha. So let's talk about the brand itself. You're signing deals left and right. Every time I look online, it's a new deal. You got new people, you're training. What does that mean to you to see the accolades keep rising? Like you're getting a trophy every year for social media.
Oh, man. Well, I appreciate that. But I don't look at it like that. I look at it as Triple Threat is a ever-growing brand. And even right now to this day, I don't know exactly what it's going to turn into. I just know that we keep our character and our morals at a high standard. And I know that we're in it for the kids and we're in it to not, just gain followers and not gain money, but to have a genuine connection with people. So, the accolades will come. The process has been amazing. And like you said, you get to meet people, get to meet guys like yourself doing the Huddle Show, doing great work. And I think that's the biggest accomplishment for me.
Gotcha. So talk a little bit about what you got coming up. We got a lot of big events coming up. You're doing your own thing. You're branding. What's next for Triple Threat?
So we have the Triple Threat Classic coming up March 15th and March 22nd. The 22nd will be at Sidwell Friends. We're pending the location for the 15th date, and we're going to have some of the best elementary school, middle school, high school players. We have an alumni that has players that are at University of Miami, Maryland, Notre Dame, USC, UCLA, and more. This year we had 5 female McDonald All-Americans that participated in the 15 this year, just as well as last year we had 5 All-Americans as well. So, that's to go without saying that we have a really good girl side and we're growing on the guys side with Jarris Walker, Doug McDaniel, and players like that played in the 15 this year. So the 15's coming up. Then we have our House of Threats camp coming in the summer. We'll be at McDonald's All-American covering them, and the 15 again back in August.
Nice, bro. Nice. Woo, we need to take some notes. So tell me this. What's the biggest lesson you've learned in the last 3 years?
The biggest lesson I've learned is you have to really monitor what you post. I can give you an example. For the last one of the last events I did, I took videos from 2 games prior, and it was exciting, it was thrilling, it was edgy, and it was received in a way that I wasn't exactly proud of, especially after the results of what had taken place. So what I learned was, you have to always stay positive. Even though the message may have been to build the suspense and build the anticipation of the game, you have to be really careful that doesn't spill over off the court. So a lesson that I learned and that I want to, share that with other media outlets is, be careful, because it's a lot of emotion in this game, and a lot of these kids don't take it as we do as adults, where it's like, this is drama. This America and PG, we love drama. We love the action. So just got to be careful and, keep your character high.
Okay. So now we're going to put you on the hot seat.
I love it.
So now we're going to talk a little bit about sports. Let's go first with the NBA.
Okay.
Jordan or LeBron?
Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Wing 12s right now.
Now, who is your GOAT currently? Is it LeBron? Is it Kobe? Or is it Jordan?
Is it LeBron, Kobe, or Jordan? Ooh. Defensively, Jordan. I'm taking Jordan over LeBron. I need a bucket, I'm going to Kobe. I need a play, I'm going to LeBron.
Gotcha. So I want you to put your starting 5, any era, together. Point guard all the way down to the 5.
Point guard down to the 5. I'm going to start with the center. I'm going to go with Shaq for sure. Most dominant player alive. My power forward, just to equal all this stuff out, I got to go Tim Duncan.
Respect. Respect.
My 3, I'm going with KD. My 2, I'm going with Kobe.
Ooh. Cold.
Ooh. And my 1, I'm going with Magic.
So we just sat here and
I
agreed
know.
that Jordan the GOAT. That's what we
See,
said.
my thing is, I went with my favorite players.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Michael. I think Michael's the GOAT, but I love Magic. Magic's my all-time favorite player.
Gotcha.
So that's why I put him in there.
Which era of basketball is better for entertainment-wise, today or the 80s and the 90s, where it was more physical and defense was more of a stature of the game?
These are amazing questions. So I would say the most excitement is the 90s and 2000s. But I'd say because the access now is greater, you can be more excited now because it's like, and it's not even about the basketball. It's about what they're wearing before the game. It's about the kicks. It's about, they highlight more than basketball. So it's like, what excited us with, Penny Hardaway, Steve Francis, T-Mac, isn't like a kid will look at them now. They're like, "Where's the swag?
Right.
What are you wearing? What is he wearing today?" So no drip, right? So it's like, I think in my generation, I'm going with Iverson. I'm going 90s.
Gotcha. So let me ask you this question: is James Harden traveling or not on his step back?
No travel.
No travel.
No travel.
You're a trainer, right?
I'm a trainer.
So if you could have one person in the NBA and in college, 2 different questions, to train one-on-one, who would it be?
Can I already train him?
Yeah.
NBA, I'm going Brad Beal. And let me I'll break that down. So I see Brad Beal all the time. And so I kind of have analyzed his game. And Brad Beal did like the most coolest thing for my son's birthday. And he, showed him a lot of love. He got to go on the court. So I'd like to repay that and, give some of my knowledge to his already. He's a great dude. College, I've trained him since 9th grade. I got to go with Jalen Smith, Sticks at University of Maryland. He'll be in the NBA within this year or next year.
Ooh, big predictions. Last one. Would you rather have a big man today like a Shaq, a Hakeem, or would you rather have a stretch 5 that can go out and shoot the 3? Like
who? Give me a banger. Give me a bruiser. Because everybody's finesse. Everybody's stepping out. We saw the stats where, like, almost, 55+% shots are behind the arc. So, I need a power big.
All right.
A power big.
Super Bowl predictions.
Goodness. Who you going with?
I'm going with the Huddle. But I think I'm going to take Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Offense over defense.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Doesn't get hurt.
He got too many weapons.
But he showed that sometimes he's injury prone.
Hey, it's one game.
It's one game. I'm going to agree. I'll go Patrick Mahomes. I like Kansas City.
All right. So
what about Michael? Can I ask some questions?
Absolutely.
All right. So now we're at NBC now. So since we're here at NBC, tell me this: how did the Huddle get started, and what is the Huddle's main goal?
Okay. So as far as getting started, we actually started. Me and a guy named Lawrence. He was on the show before, and we would argue all the time about sports at work. We really couldn't leave our desk. We did IT, SharePoint, and Microsoft product, and people would come to our desk to hear us argue. So he said, man, look, we need to put this on tape, and we need to go and be serious about it. So we moved it to the basement, my house, and we started shooting the show. But as coaches came on to argue the game with us, we said this is something that we need to highlight with the kids in the community, and that's more where the Huddle Show came from. And the goal for the Huddle is more so to just keep highlighting kids in the community, whether it's here local or somewhere West Coast, down South, North. We want to be a global name, but we want to be below college, but right in that where not a lot of people get a lot of media if you're not a top recruit.
I think that's a great response, and I think this community definitely needs that, so we're appreciative. Another question I have is, for you, what's more fun to cover, basketball or football?
Hey, man.
Hey, man, we in the Huddle, man. We in the Huddle today.
So Since I played basketball and I went to school for basketball, I would say basketball because I'm a little bit more knowledgeable of the game. But I love the football, the intensity. We're outside, so we get better shots. It's a little bit more live and vivid. But I enjoy both, to be honest. But we just seem to get a little bit more basketball than football.
Now, I don't know if you pay attention. I do see you guys have y'all rankings weekly. I love the newspaper format. I'm watching. I think everybody in the city's watching. My question for you: you got to make an all Met team right now, today, on the spot at the Huddle Show today. And you can't leave nobody out because everybody's gonna see this because this is going on my page. So I need this footage. You know what I'm saying? So all Met predictions. The Huddle all Met top 5. Who you going with?
Man, you about to get me in trouble, bruh. I'm throwing Trevor in there. I'm not saying at any position. I'm going to just give you 5.
Okay.
Trevor.
Give me 5 and give me your play of the year. Sorry. Let's get right to it.
I'm going to go Roach at the 1. I'm going to put Trevor in there. I'm going to go Hunter. It's my guy from DeMatha,
Earl Timberlake.
Earl. I'll put Earl in there. Man, you get me in trouble, man.
I'm gonna give mine next. I'll jump out there with you.
And then I'm going to go my guy over at Potomac. I'm going to go Corey Dyches. I'm going to throw in there for the county side. My player of the year, I'm also going to go with Corey as well. I know that's
all Met player of the year?
All Met player of the year.
All Huddle player of the year?
All Huddle player of the year. I'm going with Corey.
Corey Dyches. See Dyches?
Yeah, see that first of all, that's my guy, and that's family. But second, he's doing it on both sides.
He is.
At a high level.
In both sports.
In both sports, right. So right now he's averaging the last 6 games 33 points, 14 rebounds. And that's not even his first sport. Like, football is the love. And right. You know, right now he's probably going to Maryland. So I'm giving it to a county kid this year.
I like that. So my all Met, I'll go with Corey Dyches as well. I'll go with Trevor Keel. I'll go with Hunter Dickinson. I'll go with Terrence Williams. And I will go with Ron Polite.
Ooh.
I'll go with Ron Polite. My player of the year is going to be Jeremy Roach. Just won McDonald's. That's a pretty easy one to go with.
Yeah. Everybody going to go.
Everybody's going to go.
That's the given.
That's a given, right? So,
shout out to Roach, too, man.
But I will say some honorable mentions since we're at this point here. I love what is my man's name from I'm sorry. No, I can't even do that. I might need to change this. Ishmael Leggett.
Oh, how we forget Ish?
Ishmael Leggett's gonna be all Met. Somebody's gonna get moved.
See this? We gonna
you
get
know what
trouble.
I mean? So Ishmael Leggett, I know you're watching, part of the 15. You my guy, so you're in there. I just gotta move things around. But I think St. John's and they're young. I think they're doing great. But I mean, this year I think is so much talent. Like I think we have been. I mean, we're blessed in the DMV to have so much talent, as you know. But like this year, it's like, and I mean, you can attest to this. No Earl Timberlake, no Hunter Dickinson, no Terrence Williams. None of those guys are McDonald's All-Americans.
How?
You tell me.
Come on, man. How? We come to all these games. How? So that's for the Huddle too. We want to change the narrative. I understand you got to have this global or this nationwide selection, but how? How do they not make that list?
So I think with guys like that played on Takeover, played in the EYBL, you know, I think like it's a whole different subject, but politics play a big thing in this.
Absolutely.
You know, and then people hate to say the P word, but we know that's politics, and you know, I think you can't have multiple people in multiple eras continuously be put in there. So we had 3 girl All-Americans as well.
Right.
You know, actually, yeah, 3. So we had Angel Reese, Mira McLean, and Nia Russell. Last year, we had Jakia Brown-Turner. We should have had Aaliyah Matharo. On the boys' side, did we have anybody?
We had last year. We had
No Justin Moore.
Justin didn't make it.
I don't think we had anybody last
Yeah,
year.
Justin actually killing up there too.
Killing. Potential pro.
Yeah.
Him at Sadiq Bey, they're
Yeah.
talking about top 20 pick in the draft.
So they're saying Earl is already projected to go number 16 for the NBA.
And that's no surprise. So how is a guy like that not make McDonald's?
That's why I said how.
So my thing with this is that's why the Triple Threat Classic is so important, because you have guys that may not get the same recognition, but we got a platform that we can push, and we can have our community that we can uplift these kids that didn't get, that did get this, notoriety, but also that didn't.
Fact. So let's put me on the spot. Who the coach of the year?
Coach of the year.
Public and private, because you can't just pick one.
That's right. Girls side, I'm going with the coach from James Madison. People don't talk about them a lot, but they're 14-0.
Okay.
Or they might be more than that. James Madison, they haven't lost a game, and they're out in Virginia, the McLean area, I think.
Okay.
And they don't get a lot of coverage because nobody really goes to Northern Virginia. They don't really have a big platform. It'd be easy to say Frank because he's been killing it.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Yeah, so even Bozeman at times has, they're number 2. But I'm going to go with James Madison because they haven't lost. For the guys, we're saying coach of the year or best coach?
Coach of the year. Or whatever you feel is best.
Coach of the year or
and
best
no friends
coach?
allowed.
And
No friends.
No friends
happy
allowed.
meals. No,
wow.
no friends.
Wow, I probably set myself up. Coach of the year. For private, I'm going to say this with a disclaimer.
Ooh, no.
I'll say this with a disclaimer. I think coach of the year should be Mike Jones. And I'm going to say but I'm going to say at the same time, I think the most strategic coach is Steve Turner.
Absolutely.
I think one of the best recruiting coaches is Farello.
Absolutely.
And his strong ties with takeover and all that stuff. He's been able to, and when he was at Roosevelt, he was amazing. Public school.
So I like how you put you massaged and finessed. So we're going with Mike.
We're going with Mike.
Mike got
Mike definitely coach of the year for sure.
Now does schedule play a big part into why you chose Mike?
Schedule plays a big role, and I think I get a lot of flack for my rankings because people don't understand strength of schedule, and strength of schedule is everything. You can't be 15-1 and your competition was little than none. I ain't gonna throw no names out there. So I think that plays a major part. Public school coach of the year, that's a tough one. My favorite coach is Coach Gardner. Can't give him coach of the year this year.
Yeah.
Passionate coach.
Rebuilding right now.
Yeah, I've been in their locker room a lot. But I have to say coach of the year is it's between two guys. And forgive me for not knowing their names.
Okay, give me the teams. I'll tell you the names.
Potomac.
Renard Johnson.
And is it Theodore Roosevelt that's 18 or 21-1 or?
So that's DC, but yeah. So
we're staying in PG.
I mean, we can't.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's my man. I just talked to him this morning. Rob,
what's the last name?
Rob Nickens.
Rob Nickens, one of those two. I mean, I've been to their games. I haven't really met them as much. I mean, I know Potomac's coach, but what they're doing with what they have and what they're being able to get out of their players, they're doing it like they're a private school.
Right.
And they're not recruiting. So It's like, to be able to get all of that out of these kids and to get them to buy into a system. I think that's the hardest thing in public school, to get these kids to buy in.
So we're in a couple group chats.
Mm-hmm.
And this has turned into a real show. But we're in a couple group chats, right? And I threw out the question, if the kids were mandated to stay in their community and go to their local school,
who's the best school?
Who has the best conference now? Because a lot of the WCAC kids are from
PG County.
Right.
The best conference is PG4A. I mean, where else would it be? Can I get some other choices?
So, I mean, we can still throw DCI AA in there. Because some of those kids still go private as well.
Right.
Well, I'll say,
who is the best kid out of DC right now? It would be Earl, right?
I'm going to say Earl.
Right.
Hands down, probably Earl.
And then Roach would be in what area? What part of Virginia is he?
See, Roach different. So
you got Roach.
Yeah,
Trevor's PG.
Right. So that's.
But is he Bowie?
I don't know. But I think easily PG County would have the best conference.
So what's the best team? That's what I want to know. Who are you going with?
If people stayed in their home, Wise would be the best thing.
Wise over Flowers?
Depending on how far 202 you go. So,
Flowers would be good too, because
we gotta play check-in at Wegmans or something. Like, where you get your groceries.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Because if you do Flowers, you got Doug McDaniel, who lives right behind Flowers. He's amazing. You have
That boy is special.
he's special. I mean, yeah, I would you say he's the best point guard in the best
When you say
true point guard?
like a Chris Paul type point guard,
Right.
get you in your spot, facilitate, give you some jelly on
Yeah.
either side, and go hard. And the defense, that's what he's doing on the defensive side of the floor.
That's right.
Amazing. So I would say right now, he is probably the best true point guard in this area.
And I might have to revoke my answer. I think I'm going with Bowie. I think I'm going with Bowie.
Hey, they got two bigs that's there right now.
I'm thinking Bowie as in the WCAC kids that get pulled out in the IAC, because I mean now you're talking. You're talking. I think Judah Mintz. I think you're talking Devin Dinkins. You're talking some really good
But
players.
then you got to think about Douglas on that 301 stretch.
That would be my school right now. If I was in high
I
school.
would love to see that for, or like I was telling Rob Nickens, switch it. The public school get to coach private, and the privates come out and coach their local wherever they're from. Meaning if Mike Jones,
So Mike Jones goes to like Northwestern.
right, and really see,
What can you do without
right.
recruiting?
Because if you're getting all the great kids, not trying to say anything, but it's easier to win
That's right.
when you have more of the better talent.
I
To
like
me.
that. I got to.
They still great coaches.
That's right.
But I would love to see them coach like a Potomac or a Douglas or a Roosevelt or a Central.
That's right. And to these public school coaches is advantage. They work with not having a big budget and not being able to recruit, not being
Right.
able to go out to these PYBL and PG middle school events. They do a great job.
It's rough.
And then they're mentors. You know what I mean? So I still talk to I went to Bowie for 1 year, and I still talk to my coach that was my JV and varsity coach from Bowie.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna change the temperature a little bit.
Okay.
Now, I was up at Howard this weekend. I watched them play FAMU. It was alumni weekend.
Yep.
And I have a kid currently that Howard's taking a look at. Why is it that us, as being black men, black young men, black women, why don't we get enough kids into these HBCUs? And then, I didn't go to HBCU. I went to PWC. But I'll tell you, in my mind, growing up, I never valued what a HBCU was.
Right.
So I never gave Bowie opportunity. I got offered from there. I never gave Hampton opportunity. Got offered from there. Why is it that we as adults aren't saying, all right, we need to educate our youth a little bit more and saying, this is what a HBCU is, this is why it's important, and then why do you think that hasn't happened, and why aren't they getting the high-level athletes?
So I think you answered it. I think it's honestly the education.
Okay.
Like, we just didn't know. Especially on the public side. More on the private, they get to go and travel and see what other
Right.
schools look like. For here, you're standing inside that beltway.
That's right.
For what you just said, I went to Central and played at Central, so I didn't have the opportunity to see or go to a Howard or a Hampton game or whatever the case may be to understand, this is a culture. Like, this is nice, and it's a D1, and if you could boogie, you can go to the league from anywhere at
That's
the end
right.
of the day.
That's 100% right.
So I'm going to challenge you to challenge me to challenge you. We changed the narrative.
That's right.
We start doing more HBCU schools and put them out there and let these kids know, hey, this school is nice just as well. Now, the bigger picture, the words you used earlier with politics, they just don't get the funding.
That's it. There's your answer.
So our tax dollars, it goes back to the whole politics. We got to vote right. We got to make sure the money still stays in the community. Because that TV time is big. Would you rather say, well, you can go to Duke or Howard?
That's right.
And you're going to get seen every night with Duke, right?
Duke, it's no brainer. Duke
Yeah.
is and it's like we've created a culture where it's like Duke is the no brainer.
Right.
And it's like kind of sad because I was watching Howard play FAMU yesterday, and they had a great crowd. The energy was great, dancers, band, and it's like, I'm like, man, people don't get to experience this. So I was really excited about that.
Gotcha, man. Well, telling us we need to cut this thing
Wrap it
short. We got to get back to it. But once again, congratulations on everything
you.
are doing over at Triple Threat, man, and I appreciate you. And maybe we can do this again.
Yeah, I'm excited. This has been great. I mean, I get to be in comfortable clothing
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
talk sports. So I appreciate the Huddle Show. The Huddle is a part of the Triple Threat Classic this year.
Absolutely.
So thank you to the Huddle for joining us and trying to make this one of the biggest events and greatest events in the area. So thank you to you guys. Hats off to what you're doing for the community. And any way I can help and be a part of the Huddle, I'm there.
And you just did. Welcome to the Huddle.